I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you may be watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins, welcoming everyone to another very special yearly Christmas special that we have all year round. So welcome everybody, welcome to the show, thank you for being part of the channel. First and foremost, I'd like to thank everybody for commenting. I'd like to thank everyone for sharing. I'd like to thank everybody for being dedicated into, discussion, dedicated into observing, understanding, and just, being here for each other, right? And tonight, it's about time, we talk a little bit of positivity, maybe talk about what we have planned for, maybe hopefully our prayers will be answered, Yeah, it is Christmas. Could you believe that we are already here? Could you believe that we're at the end of the year? Luckily, 2020 is over. I wish the best for 2021. I'll tell you straight up, guys. There's just so much going on that's so negative, it's just impacting our lives. Impacting every human being on this planet is being impacted by the implications that we've been struggling with this past year. Whether it's a hoax, whether it's real, whether it's whatever they want to call it. It's weighing down on us. It's crippling a lot of our spirits, right? And we're here to and we got Forgiven in the comments saying, "Merry Christmas, Mike, sense of optimism. Merry Christmas, folks. Nice pad, Mikey." I know. Good old Google Images. Amy Burr, woo! Amy in the house. Linny, Merry Christmas. Belinda, Merry Christmas. Amy, everybody, Merry Christmas, guys. Jay Blotz, 50 in the house. Lord Humongous, of course, in the house. Oh, yeah. Haran Musa in the house. Matrix 09. Yeah, we've been, tonight's supposed to be slotted for trends in the housing market. We'll talk a few things, what's going on, and we just want to be, I don't know, maybe people should talk through, what's happened this year and kind of be here for each other, I guess. I don't know, man. You guys take over and make some calls, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, I did hit a milestone today.
Happy birthday!
Merry Christmas!
It's not Christmas!
Happy Hanukkah!
Okay, we got I hit a milestone today, guys, and it is it's a milestone that I've been trying to achieve for many years, and I've hit it today. And I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about here, so you guys can understand what it is I'm talking about. So we're going to get to it right now. And in the channel plug is my milestone. So here it is, guys. So guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Lots of good stuff. Don't forget to set your reminders for our upcoming shows. And I want to thank everyone for being part of the channel for as long as they have. Also, I would like to address to everyone that has emailed me, whether they messaged me on Instagram, Facebook, email, phoned me, or messaged me via other ways. I've received tons of messages via Skype that they have been unsubscribed for the channel. I have been losing 20 to 50 subscribers a week, a day. It is what it is, and it is what YouTube is, and there's nothing I could do about that. And I do thank everybody for coming forward and emailing me and taking the time out of their busy day and families and schedule to let me know that they've been unsubscribed from the channel, because a lot of people, this channel means a lot to a lot of people. I mean, it's us that's here. It's not just me, right? And there is, don't forget to check out the Teespring store. And here's my milestone I passed for today. Let me go to article scan here. Well, today, Facebook has finally acknowledged me as a public figure. Right there. Public figure. YouTube has now acknowledged me as a public figure. It's never happened to me before. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank everyone. Let's go to the profile right here. There it is. So this is what the page looks like when I look at it. Facebook did an update. I don't know why. So they've even put me down as a news personality. And that's never happened before. I was always a store. They had me down as a store with 115,000 followers. I want to thank everyone that has followed me on this. So it's a miracle. I know Facebook has finally realized, wait, I don't think this guy is a store. People were writing 1-star reviews on my page saying this store was very dirty and it was unorganized. It's like, it's not a store. So there it is. Wow. It's a miracle. Okay, guys, don't forget to message me on Instagram. I want to thank everyone for all their Instagram messages. I do read your messages, guys. If I don't reply, it doesn't mean I didn't read them. It's just, I'm kind of backed up with Christmas, and the store's been absolutely slammed. And tomorrow's my last day, and then I'm back on Boxing Day. And guys, don't forget to check out art by Dano. Dano is the best. If you want to find something outside the box, something different, maybe something for Valentine's Day, or I don't know, what's the next holiday? Is it People Day in January? Is it People? Do we have a People Day yet, or is that coming soon? Or Average Citizen Day? Is that coming in January? I'm not too sure.
Quiet. I've got some bad news, folks. Christmas is going to be canceled. There's nothing I can do. This weather, rude.
So I don't know if you guys been seeing. We got a big snowfall here yesterday in Western British Columbia, all the way from Vancouver, all the way up to Kamloops to Kelowna. The province got hit pretty hard, and it's a white Christmas. This is something we've always wanted, right? This is something I always like the snow through Christmas. It's always a pleasure to have. So we got Amy Burr saying, finally, woo, Lord Humongous, all I want for Christmas is Mikey to fix my hoodie on Teespring so I could buy a few. No, Lord Humongous, I went into it. There's no size specification, buddy, on that hoodie. It's not allowing me to adjust anything on it. I went into it. I'm going to email them in a week or like when I get some time after the holidays, after Christmas, sorry. I'm going to let them know that there's somebody that wants to buy some hoodies, but the problem is they can't adjust the size, right? I'm pretty sure if you contacted them as an interested customer, they probably reply to you. So it is Christmas time. Christmas special. Christmas special. Oh yeah. Yeah, it is the day of it's a Catholic holiday, guys. Let's not forget that. And that's what they're making us forget. It is a Catholic holiday. It is the day of the birthday of the Prince of Peace, right? And it's a very important day. I've celebrated from birth right to now, and I still traditionally take it very. I take Christmas seriously. And if you think, oh, I don't take Christmas seriously, are you buying gifts? Yeah, well, well, you're taking it seriously. Are you thinking about your family? Yeah, well, yeah, you're taking it seriously then, right? Oh man, Heisa says I messaged him yeah, happy to have a chat on Mike of the Night. I just organize. Yeah, so Heisa says just message me right now, Florian, from his channel. We're gonna organize something on the New Year. It's gonna be really nice. So we're very like-minded when it comes to kind of approaching the situation, or how do you say, unboxing the situation without being penalized by not saying the wrong words, I guess so to say. Kind of being, I try to semi-censor myself because I've already gotten so many strikes on my channel. So, and I've gotten so many, problems with the channel, so I just trying to keep it, you know what I'm saying? Lux report is saying Brexit deal has been made. Well, that's a good Christmas present for the British. For the English from England. Oh, this is a green screen. That's not my tree. It's nice. I like the whole white background. I found this picture on Google, and I just said, this looks perfect for tonight. It's nice and homey. Is that a fan? Oh, it's the armchair. It's the thing from the armchair. It looks like, I thought that was a fan there, but it's not. It's from the armrest from the couch. Yep. Mitch Bennett saying, small town in Mossy Rock, Washington, population 800, state has announced no lockdowns, no mass, big party, all restaurants and bar in town, ha ha ha. Yeah. Like 80% of Portugal, 90% of Portugal is all, like, there's nothing happening there for months now after they passed that law that it's unconstitutional and against human rights to put people in lockdown, period. Oh, Heisa says he's going to take care. I'm going Christmas shopping. That's Florian there saying, wish me luck. Good luck, mates. I know it's Christmas Eve in Australia. I know it's Christmas Eve there right now. Here, we're still a day behind, right? So today's still the 23rd here where we're at. We got VC in the house. We got Joblot 50. Everyone's in the house tonight. So good to see everybody. Do we have Liam in the house? Lux Report is Liam, by the way. I think Liam was has been with us for many years now here on the channel.
Oh, me on vacation on Christmas Eve?
Where are we?
Right, so this is a crummy soundboard I found. Okay, guys, I kind of want to throw this out there because, this year, I don't know what it is, but I've had a lot of people, I don't know if it's because of the lockdowns or, what's been happening. A lot of people just bash, a lot of bashing, a lot of bashing towards, like in my store, I have a little statue of Our Lady of Fatima behind me. You guys could see it in my videos. It's just behind me there by my cash register. And I've had a lot of people, a few people that notice it and say, oh my God, you believe in God? Oh my God, really? Oh my God, you believe in Jesus? Did he even exist? Like that kind of stuff. It's like, wow. Like, I mean, I guess this whole feelings thing works for everything but the Catholic religion. This whole feelings thing that people that have arrived in the last 3 to 5 years, and the extra bathrooms and all this other garbage that has been arriving is basically okay. Well, I never had a problem with any of it before, but then now for some reason being a Christian is they're trying to label it as a bad thing. People coming to me and saying, oh, wow, well, you know what the Catholics did? I'm like, I'm a Catholic. I know what I did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, spiritual warfare. That's it. Shinny Happy saying, spiritual warfare is real. That's what it is. Yeah, contributing good vibes on a global basis, praying for everyone, everywhere, for relief. That's right. C. Xavier is saying, we love you, Mike Martins. VC is saying, do you know that Liam is short for William? I did not know that. See, my English only extends to a certain level, right? Get baptized, build up in your holiest faith, flee the wrath to come. Oh, yeah. I was baptized, when I was 5 months old? 4 months old? 3? I don't even remember. And, yeah, it's a big deal, right? So it's Christmas. What do you guys got planned? Let's take in some call-ins, find out what you guys have. Let's take a look here. I kind of want to throw this out here. Let's go to Mike of the Night. So I want to talk about real quick here. If you guys want to call in, feel free to shoot in a call. Archaeological. We're gonna look at evidence outside the Bible that Jesus existed. Now we've gotten to the point, right? Like right now. It would be very hard for me to prove to you guys that my great grandfather existed. It would be hard to prove that he even though I do have a great grandfather. It's kind of tough for me to prove that he existed because I really don't know who he was. I don't even know what his name was, and I don't even know what country he was in, or I know that I do have a great grandfather. But because I can't prove anything of his existence, people could easily deem that he never existed. And we're at a point right now where people are arguing, saying that, well, Jesus never existed. Well, this never happened and this never happened. And well, today we're going to, well, not the whole day, but we're going to look at here. Flavius Josephus. And he wrote one and many of Jesus's non-biblical accounts outside the Bible. And he was, so though there to have been born a few years after the crucifixion of Jesus around 37 AD, Josephus was well connected to the aristocrat and the military leader in Palestine who served as a commander in Galilee during the first Jewish revolt against Rome between 66 and 70 AD. Although Josephus was not a follower of Jesus, he was around when the early church was getting started. So he knew many people who had seen and heard Jesus. So there it is right there. Many people led a lot of eyewitness testimony that he existed. And there's a lot of people saying, oh, that guy never existed. They're just making that up. It's just a story. It's a fable. No, it's not. I hand to God, it's not. One passage in the Jewish antiquities. So antiquities is oracle text that was written around, especially Josephus. Josephus, to me, was a spy. He was working for the Romans and he was working for the Jews. He was working for both sides, not to keep the peace, I guess to save his own skin. And here it is here. So there it is there. He wrote a 20-volume history of the Jewish people and was written about 93 AD, Jewish antiquities. And then it goes into, in one of the passages of the Jewish antiquities that recounts the unlawful execution, Josephus identifies the victim, James, as the brother of Jesus, who is called the Messiah. While few scholars doubt the short account's authenticity, says, so a lot of people are saying, oh, the Christians wrote this in his name. No, it was not written. This is oracle. This is text that was put in to the library of Jupiter or whatever you want to call it, right? More debate surround Josephus' lengthier passage about Jesus known as the Testimonian Flavium, which describes a man who did surprising deeds and was condemned to be crucified by Pilate. And then you have Kaitikuk agrees with most scholars that Christian scribes modified portions of the passage but did not insert the wholesale into the text. So then we have Tacticus connects Jesus to his execution by Pontius Pilate. So there's a lot of proof of his existence. This man did walk the earth. This man did exist. But now think about it like this. This guy walked the earth. He's here. Imagine how extraordinary and phenomenal this person was to be spoken about, written about, and discussed about after his death. Usually when, the average person dies off, or even the average famous person dies off, in less than 100 years, they're forgotten. In another 50, 60 years, people won't know who Elvis Presley was unless someone shows them, right? So in another 100 years, people will not know who Michael Jackson is unless someone shows them, right? But for some reason, Jesus is known all over. Whether you like him, whether you disbelieve him, whether you don't want nothing to do with him, or whether you found him. That is very important to know and to understand that without internet, without newspapers, without radio, the message was spread. The message. And no, he wasn't born on December 25th. He was not born on Christmas. The church chose that day. He was born around June, July. That's what historians are kind of pinpointing at, right? As a Roman historian, Tacitus did not have any Christian biases in his discussion of the persecution of Christians by Nero. Just about everything he says coincides from the completely different point of view by the Roman author, disdainful of the Christians and their superstitions with what the New Testament itself says. Jesus was executed by the governor of Judea, Pontius Pilate, for crimes against the state, and a religious movement of his followers sprung up in his wake. So basically, you have someone that did not favor the Christians, okay? And basically was writing about this. And this is all proof outside of the Bible of the existence. So what are we celebrating? We're celebrating Christmas, right? Now, anyways, let's get some callers in. It is Christmas. Let's find out what you guys have planned. I know we're going into lockdown city. We're going into lockdown city now. I wonder who we could get on the show. Who wants to come and talk Christmas with us? Who wants to talk about, tell me what you feel. I mean, go ahead and call into the show. Tell me that you believe that Jesus never existed. Tell me you believe that it's a fairy tale. Or tell me, to talk. Come on and tell us what you feel. Do you celebrate Christmas? What do you celebrate it for? So, yeah, Jesus is my kind of guy, guys. Plain and simple. He's my guy, the Prince of Peace. So, who is out there? Is anybody out there? Oh, okay, we got Lenny calling in. Yo, Lenny, what's up? How you doing?
Good. How are you, Mike?
I'm doing fine. I see you in the comments there.
Yep.
Yeah, I just decided to do, I usually do a Christmas.
Sure.
I usually do a Christmas special every year or so.
Nice. It's very nice.
Yeah, I like to
Very
talk.
good of you.
Well, no, it's just people like this last couple of months, last 5-6 months, I've been getting bashed a lot, a lot of bashing, people telling me, "Oh, this guy never existed. Do you actually believe Jesus was real?" And it's like, wow. It's I don't know how people get. I don't know. I guess because I was so exposed to it as a child, and it created a level of understanding that others probably won't see or won't understand, or
I do. Yeah, I get it. I really get it because, as you know, and as we are created to know God. We're made that way. We have a spot inside us that is where that God part of us belongs, right? That Holy Spirit belongs inside, near where the heart is, that spot. And you see a lot of people trying to fill that spot with other things because the world teaches, the world is, as you know, not a good place, right? God created the world, but we're in the fallen nature, and devil, he's the God of this world right now. But we have a way to navigate, and we can overcome, and we can overcome. It's a battleground here. And the world teaches that. That's what they're trying to do. It's the trick of the devil. It's the devil's spirit trying to keep, the truth away from people. And that's what it is. It's ingrained. You can't blame people. It's everywhere. It's everywhere too. It's basically an attack on God. It's a great deception. And so it goes on everywhere. And then there are those, and it's less and less. I mean, it's not in schools. People aren't, sort of being raised not to be religious. I actually don't even consider myself religious. Used to be, yeah, sure, Catholic, that's very religious. But then, later learned Christianity, I don't really consider that a religion at all. It's more a relationship. And that is the point. It's not the point of these proofs that people talk about. It's not about that. It's about the relationship. You're missing out on what's inside and what it means and who you talk to and who you listen to, right? And who's better at guiding and practicing it. If you don't do it, if you don't start with faith is the substance of things not seen. That's what it is. It's the unseen world, and it's there, and it's inside us, and it's beautiful, and great things come out of it, and you don't, you just hand it over. But I get that this world is trained to hate on it, and that's where all this deception, where we're at right now, this great deception, you get to see it's not just God that's hidden from us. It's purposely kept from us. The parts of us that are made to know God are purposely taken from the people. Not taught, forget not taught. That's another thing, but purposely taken, people doing bad things to little kids that causes trauma and shock and shame. And these things all take people away from God. It puts them in that dark hole of hopelessness and false ID, trying to hide. And, it's just a world full of it. And that's what was going on even before Jesus, but worse. And he came here to set the captives free. He's here to help.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't follow the Vatican, and I couldn't care less what the Vatican has to say.
No.
I don't really kind of care about the whole hierarchy of the church either. I believe more in the message of Christ, basically to love one another. If we actually followed what he said, we wouldn't be in any wars. We wouldn't be in any conflict. And a lot of people forget that a lot of these Western countries were built off Christian principles, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Ten Commandments and all that stuff. That was all built and instilled by Christian principles, right? And at least it has some sort of backing of, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, that kind of hard copy message that's built into us, right?
Yep, to help, not to. This is a help guide. This is like, hey, here's some help for you, because we know that it doesn't feel good to do those things anyway. That's not a good life. That's not to be bad and to be punished. See, to keep God from people comes religions, and then people lording over people in the name of God. That's all like perverting what God is. And that's on purpose. It's to keep people away. But if you get back, like you said, to the very heart of it, what's the very truth of it? What's the spirit? What's the message? What message did he come to be the light of the world? So much bad going on, and the things that went on, and the things that went on in the name of God, they still actually go on now. We look at it as the past when he came, but more and more do we see that is going on behind the scenes. That is going on in more of a spirit way, in that subconscious, subliminal, there's bad, that's all an attack. But he came to bring light, and you can have light. And then when you see the truth and know the truth, you can navigate all that much better, not on your own power, and seeing it for what it is. Mm-hmm. And you're right. Those, what other guidelines could there be? We need guidelines for our own good, and we'll see, hey, you know what? That is better. This is helping me be my best self. This does get me a higher view. You have a higher self, and it's more pleasurable to go after that. But the trick of the world is, oh no, the world knows better. They're going to tell you what you like. They're going to tell you who to be and what's cool and what's not. And it's all false. It's a false.
It almost reminds me that if you listen to that song by Mick Jagger, "I Can't Get No Satisfaction," he says it in the song. While I'm driving in my car, a man comes on the radio and tells me what color shirt I should wear, what cigarettes I should smoke, what I can't be. And no matter what he does, he can't get no satisfaction. And he tries, and he tries, but he can't get no. So he's looking for something. He's looking for that light, or looking for the answer, right? I don't think it's religious, but I'm saying like religion finds people.
We all are made that way. We're made that way. We're designed to know God. We're designed to seek him and find him and have a relationship. We're made that way. So, but as soon as we're told, oh, no, you're not. And people wonder, why do I search? What am I searching for? Why is it empty? What's going on? Oh, here. Oh, I should look in that. Oh, this perverse thing. That's the answer. Right on. I'm in. And it leads them farther and farther and more miserable. And you're right. There's a hole in you that can only be filled one way. That's just, all addicts say that. All addicts of every kind of addiction, that hole inside, when they really realize and hit a bottom and there's nothing left but that. Because when we're at our weakest, God's at his strongest. That's another thing that's hard to find, because the false self can be so strong, especially if you're a strong person. And like you said, you know what? Some people are very fortunate. They got to grow up. It might not have been a perfect religion because it was being taught by man, but at least you develop those parts of yourself. I mean, as you grow older, you should see it more as an adult. We have a childish way when we're kids, but as an adult, you can learn more the real way, and only by getting into the Word of God. If you don't get into the Word, if you don't see what it says, then there's nothing. You have to start there. Like you said, if you did what Jesus said, start simple. The red letters, just go to the Bible. What are the red letters? Just his words. Those alone, that's enough. That's a good assignment. Just do that. Keep yourself busy. It's a good way to live. Try to live that way.
Because there's a very defined line in the sand, right? And he says, and somebody asked him, I think Jesus, they asked Jesus, what is one of the most important commandments? He says, well, one of the most important commandments, or one of the most important things that people should follow, is honor thy father and thy mother. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that is important, because if you honor your parents, you won't. A lot of people won't be going out and doing certain things. You know.
Depends if how the parents are. But I think his biggest commandment that he gave was love thy neighbor as thyself.
Yep.
That's a big one. Loving, right? But the agape type love, like truly just approach it with love, you know? And that's the thing, is that we're all battling here. Like sometimes people want to say, oh, well, if you're a Christian, how come you're not perfect? You must not be a very great Christian. It's like, screw off, man. We're people. We're in this battleground like everyone else. Like, you know, it's chop wood, carry water. Before enlightenment, right? Chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment. It's how you live. You just got to keep going. But there's a difference because you have the Spirit living inside, and that makes all the difference.
Well, our spirit is our subconscious, right? Because there's no way that anybody could prove to us, or there's any way they could prove that our subconscious evolved. How do you evolve a subconscious?
Yeah, I think, well, what the, Bible teaches is, of course, that we're a spirit. We are a spirit being. We have a soul. Your soul is your heart and your mind put together, like that part. It knows there's things inside it. It's your mind. It's what you feed it. It's what grows. It's your fertile ground. The spirit, that's different. The spirit's just the spirit. It's connected to God. That spirit knows what to do. You just have to listen. That's the Holy Spirit in you. That's one part. Plus, we're a spirit, so we're part God. Like, we have God in us. You know what I mean? It's a portion of God. It is God, but it's not all of God. But it's that wild thing, right? And then we have a soul, for sure, and we can navigate this earth plane with it. And then we have a body.
I've been studying a lot of. I've been studying life after death, NDEs, near-death experiences, for about 22 years now. Mm-hmm. And everyone says there's no flick of a switch when you die. There's no, your subconscious, like we're perceiving things around us, continues exactly after you die. There's no difference. Well, you see yourself, you see your body on the, and people working on it. They all see that. And then everyone from every culture, every race, every religion, all see the same thing when they die.
Yeah, it's definitely, we're in different dimensions at the same time, and there's things going on behind a veil that you don't really see, but it's all part of it. But yeah, there is that going on. And, it's a belief or you've experienced. So anyone who's maybe experienced, they just know. Same, I might be a little more blessed, and I had an experience, not through death, but out of body. And so, yeah, when that happens, you just know. You just know a ton of things all at once. You just have a glimpse of things, and then you get it. And then you can, when you navigate the rest, you just, like for me, I know that we have our own testimony. We can only speak our own story of where we're at and what we did for us, not our theory. Forget your theory. What's your story? Yeah. What's your story? Like, Jesus is meaningful to you for a reason. You have your story, why it is. And everyone might, and some might not be. And I don't judge that, because I have been a full circle person. So I know what it's like, and I understand why. And I know the stories, like you said. And proof, to me, it's like this. It's like, if there's a blind guy, can I prove to him that I see the color red? He says, prove to me, show me that you see the color red. I'm like, how can I prove to a blind person that I see that? How? I can't do it, my friend. You're blind. And I don't want to, and you can't be rude. Why are you being rude? You're blind. Am I making fun? Like, what am I supposed to do now? It's just so, it's just not nice. And I can tell you're blind. It's okay. But believe me, I do. Right. And they might get together with, Mrs. Blind, and they go chatting and decide amongst themselves that, nope, they do not see, they cannot prove to me, therefore it isn't. And it's one of those things that, it's not trying to push religiosity. It just happens to be how it is. And there's the teaching is the most important thing. And knowing that things were dark, and he came to tell that that's not how God asks. He doesn't ask you to sacrifice, because you have to remember the time it was in, right? Lots of child sacrifice going on at that time. It was not a great civilization. And he came to sort of, to just change that all up and say, that is not love. That is not what our God is looking for. That is not how you work with his power. And when you look at Bible scripture, it's true, like how the nature is of this world. There's a nature of this world, and there's lots of handing it over. There's so much power behind the scene. Like he says, the battle is mine. We tend to think the battle is ours, but the battle is his. So you can be a conduit for his battle.
Speaking of conduit, did you watch the movie I sent you the link for, the Silence?
I did. I know. I saw lots of those things. I like that near-death stuff too. Wow, that is so cool. Very, very cool. Well, I mean, they did die, but yeah, Silence. Yeah, I did. I saw that.
That was a good movie,
Thank you. It is.
So, anyways, I wanted to throw, so now the devil, I believe, like, I'm not a pastor, I'm not a guy standing up here in a church and kind of preaching the word or anything, but we're just talking about our experiences, what Christmas means to us, and they're trying to take it away from us. They're trying to make, of all religions, okay, a lot of things happened with the church in the last 2 centuries. I get it. Yes, I understand that. But that doesn't have to do, or none of the stuff that these people or what they've committed. Like I was telling the Raven, you got to peel back the layers of the tangerine. Open up the tangerine a bit. Open it up a bit more. And inside is what I follow. In the deep, in the depths of Christianity is what I follow. The word, Jesus, the whole, it's the whole hierarchy of the church is a nice assembly and a nice structure of power. That's great. But for me, I don't follow it. I follow the word of Christ, God. I just follow, and I have, like, I wouldn't know what to do if I was soulless. Like, I just wouldn't know how to feel if I didn't have that comfort of, and a lot of people tell me that it is that I have, some people have told me that I have mental illness for believing in God. Yeah.
Yeah, people, actually, the truth is that how you get mental illness is trying to navigate the world mentally, because it's not meant to be navigated. The one in charge is supposed to be the Holy Spirit. That's supposed to be what's in charge. And your mind, it's very good. The mind of man, that's great. But yeah, it doesn't know as much as your higher self. It doesn't come close to having a whole picture.
CJ just put a comment in. I don't think Christmas is about to disappear anytime soon. That's true. Look at the death of Christ. He died. Okay. And then there's all these Roman soldiers writing and chronicling and writing in their diaries and stuff, and they have proof of it. They have all these, that a man who walked the earth, who claimed to be the Son of God, has already passed away, has already passed over 100 years, and to this day his followers are growing in intense numbers. And these are Roman soldiers writing about this and saying, wow, this man has gained so many followers, and it's been almost 100 years to his death, and he's just growing. That the Romans had to adopt Christianity as the official religion because they couldn't stop the growth. They couldn't stop the word of Christ. And then after, once they did that, they started creating the business and religion, and that's the mistake.
To control the people with, because they always want to control the people, always. So that's just a good way to use, and it still is. They still do use that. They use it against people to control them with now, like really well. They lure them into all kinds of false gods to lure them in, and that. But like you were saying, it was growing most likely because of the witness. Like if you can yourself be a witness. Like I can be my own witness. I know my own story. So I know for me, at the end of the day, what made the real difference, that I can know. So that's just a personal testimony. Like I'm done worrying about it. It's just is. So I think a lot of them too. And it was revolutionary in the day, though, because remember, they really thought God was a lot different, like that needed blood sacrifice, and that would have been pretty brutal, I would think. What a brutal life. So, he really came to revolutionize that it was about love and that kind of thing. And that's revolutionary in itself. But I think, the biggest work was done after his death and resurrection, where his spirit was poured out on the people. And that is something you notice. Like, if you really do it, practice the faith, if you actually give a little bit of faith and like hand over something to God, like in the way, then you'll see. And it's like, what? And then you'll do it again and you'll see. And it's not like a Santa type of praying. It's not that. We don't even know what to pray for, is what the Bible says. We don't even know. So let the Holy Spirit show you how. And truly the only way to pray is always to just know what God's will is for you. That's the only true way. He has a mission. He has a thing. You'll be inspired. You'll be like, you know what I'd love to do? And that's why, right? It's inspiration. And then you'll have the giftings. And you can get the power to carry it out if you keep, relying. And, it might come a little more second nature to those who maybe grew up a little more that way and then didn't have, like as traumatic a story, maybe it's just more fortunate. But then there are tons who have trauma stories but have God and can get through better. Like Africa is a prime example of that, for what things they've gone through.
So what is Christmas? Tell us,
story.
What does Christmas mean to you?
To me, Christmas, I love the saints. I just love that the reason. What's the reason? What do I love? That because God so loved the world. Like he loved people. He saw what everyone was doing, but he loved them and he calls all the time. So he so loved the world that he sent his only. And Jesus came that we might have life. Like he's here for our benefit. I like that. It's the light of the world, because without it, it's walking around in the darkness. Mm-hmm. People are walking around in the darkness, and there's different reasons for that. It's not their fault. It's not a thing like, gee, you're not great. You walk around. It's not that. It can happen to anyone. As soon as we're out of walk with God, we're in the darkness again. And
but you know
what?
They can't. So. A lot of people can't give the excuse, well, I was never exposed to this choice in life. To be a follower of, or something, be a follower of Christ. But everybody on this planet has been given that choice.
Well, you know what the craziest thing for me is I have met people and like especially a couple of years ago, great girl, like so great parents, great life, great family, truly, really great family. But none of them, they never went to church or did anything like that. But they were great, good people. And she turned Christian. And then got her family into it. And I was like, really? Like, how does someone who never went to church, never did anything, you're in your 30s, and then she just told her story, like something was still missing. And even she said, I have the best family, best everything. Why do I have this? Oh, and then she went searching and found, and she's this huge Christian. And, and I love those stories because, see, people would say to me, oh, that's because you're brainwashed since you were a kid. So, I'm not an idiot. I have a brain. I know what that might mean. I get it. It's like, that could be, right? When I went through my period of thinking that God was a made up story and all the reasons why, I went through that period. And I really thought that. So I know what that feels like, Mm-hmm. And I know what it comes. So, but to see someone, but you still think, oh, but I had it in my past, so maybe that's just why. Not her, and not tons of people. I love those stories. It's like, wow, that goes to show someone out of nowhere, great life.
So, Freedom Prospector saying religion can turn your brain to mush. I believe in our universe and the solar system. It supersedes any god. God worship, idol, eye rolling. The eye that controls your life.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with an idol. It's not an idol. It's supernatural. We are in the supernatural world. We're not just in a physical. There's natural with its laws and supernatural with its laws. People can't see that. Like, I don't even know what can you say about that? What would you like me to say to that? To you, I guess it would be fake. Okay. You don't have to try. No one said. I'm just saying that's, my experience and supernatural. Yeah.
All right, I want to throw something out there, and a lot of people, brace yourself for this, especially if you're Christian or you grew up Christian, or you're thinking about becoming Christian, or you're thinking of following something or being part of something. Or are you ready for this, Lenny?
Okay.
The number one growing religion in Indonesia and Iran is Christianity. A lot of people will never believe this, but they're actually keeping this under severe wraps. There are a few YouTube channels out there from people living in Iran that have a YouTube channel, and people living in Indonesia that are talking about and showing clips and videos of underground churches. And just like the Christians had to do back in the day in the time of Rome, when Christianity was starting to evolve and the church was growing and the followers were growing, right? People were promised a paradise, a life after death, eternity in the kingdom of God, right? Now, I've been studying near-death experiences for many years. Now, is it okay if I share with you a story about this? It's a nice one that got me into something like that, into understanding.
For me, I would love it. Yeah.
Okay. Let me tell you guys, pay attention to this. This was in Mexico, just outside of Mexico City. I was in a hotel resort, beautiful, not a resort, but a nice hotel, a 5-star hotel. And when I visit Mexico, I like to go to stay with locals. I don't like to be in like Americanized traps. So I'm in the hotel. I'm over by the pool. I'm in one of those long chairs drying in the sun. And then a gentleman sits next to me, and he's smoking a cigar. He's going through some papers, a clipboard. Then he picks up his clipboard. This is before cell phones and all that stuff, okay? This is like 23 years ago. So he looks over at me and says, "Joven, ¿de dónde eres?" He says, young man, where are you from? And I'm like, "Well, I'm a Portuguese citizen, and I live in Canada." He's like, "Okay, good." I go, "What do you do? Like, what do you do in Mexico?" He's like, "Oh, I'm just here on vacation visiting some friends. I'm from Argentina." I'm like, "Oh, that's nice. How's Argentina?" He's like, "Oh, you don't want to know what I do." I go, "What do you do?" He's like, "Well, I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor, and I've been working in the prison system in Argentina as a doctor." And I'm like, "Oh, cool. You probably have some interesting stories." He says, "Like, I actually wrote a book." "You wrote a book?" I'm like, "Okay, what is it in Spanish?" He's like, "Yeah, what's it about?" He's like, so we're talking in Spanish here, so we're not talking. So he's telling me what it's about and this and that, and it struck a chord with me. He told me that as being a doctor in a prison system, there have been cases where people would die. They would tag them, bag them, and send them down to the incinerator and contact the family. Okay? But there have been cases where people have been dead, presumed dead, no pulse, dead. Zipped up, and they came back to life 10, 15, 20 minutes later. They would beg the doctor, and this doctor, you could see it in his eyes, he wasn't lying. And he has no reason to even tell me that, he just had no reason to document any of this stuff because he's been documenting after his first case. The patient died, grabbed his arm, looked in his eyes, and said, "Doctor, I can't die." The doctor looks at him and says, "Why?" And he looked back and said, "Because I don't want to go to hell." And the doctor was shocked. And this doctor is an atheist. And he's like, "What?" So he followed up with the patient and asked him, what happened? And then he started taking notes. And then he started talking to other patients that passed away and came back. And his 22 year working in the prison system, everyone that died and came back, they came to see him. He went to go see people in other prisons that died and came back to tell their testimonies. 90% of the people that died said it was flesh, repetitiveness, flesh burning, smell, screaming nonstop, just annoying repetitiveness, annoying over and over and over. And their perception, he told me, that everybody mentioned that their perspective on things were much more than us on earth. Because when we're on earth, we have our bodies. And our bodies are like a tool that we use with our soul inside us guiding us around. When we die, our soul leaves and our perspective becomes more clearer. Our perspective becomes more like more 360, so to say. You can see all around you. because you're not trapped in your body anymore. And these people's testimonies were phenomenal. 90% saw burning flesh, screaming, yelling, darkness, just complete blackness. But they're conscious. They're very conscious, just like me and you are conscious talking to each other. They're conscious. They know where they are, but they can't explain it. And hold on. And he said 10%, about 11%, he said, of the people that did die saw light, started seeing people from their family, started seeing coming closer, and this beautiful light. It wasn't blinding, but it was a love, unconditional. They've approached it. They're seeing an entire life story in front of them. They are seeing the entire universe around them, and they finally understand, because someone commented about the universe in the comments. They understand now. Oh, I could see it now. It all makes sense. Here on Earth, we're trying to make sense with this stuff. We're not going to do it now. So this doctor wrote this book, and I was shocked. The stories he told me, all the different inmates that passed, like specific ones that he kept to himself, right? And he told me, he explained to me, and he's like, you know what, Mike? I am like Christian. I go to church. I never was. I never believed in any. I believe that it's just, we're here, we're do our time, we're gone, and that's it. But he wholeheartedly believes that there is a life, definitely a life after death, after working in the prison system, and after all these people passing away and coming back to life. I think it's when you're firsthand dealing with death firsthand, I think that's when you start to see things differently.
Yeah, if you're witness to it. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of these people, they came back, especially the ones that they know they did evil. They're like, doctor, I can't die. And they're begging him, like crying.
Because like, they know they have a second chance too. That's the thing. They just know, hey, because they just get it. Because it's not that judgmental as you think. But it is true that there is, I've heard that too. Especially since, remember you sent me those things on that. And then I was like, yeah, a bunch of paths. And I happen to know 2 people. Like in my life, I've met 2 people who died. And it was funny how they had such similar stories. But then when I was researching like you, I did see, oh yeah, there's the other side. It's not all like white light paths. Some people really can tell like, wow, it's not easy. It's not that hard really to get right with God. It's not that hard. You don't have to be as perfect as you think, but it's that unlocked heart.
Prodigal son.
Yeah. That's the thing. The prodigal son though. I was the prodigal son. After my whole experience, I got very caught up in a really good book too. The Prodigal Son by, I could tell you that's a good book by a priest who wrote a blind priest who wrote quite a few books. That was very good. It's okay. God loves you for that. You think you walk away and he keeps his promises. He loves you more than you can imagine what love is. So you don't really know what that kind of love is. Yeah. We don't understand that. So we judge ourselves harder than he is. He's not even trying to. He's just saying he's reaching out all the time. Always, always a call. You know how different people have their experiences. So you can only speak of your own. And so I know that I heard that. And I know it's to everyone. It's not just to me. I could just tell it's everyone. It's a constant call. It's actually a call to service too, which is interesting. It's like, do what? But it is a service. It's a call and a call to service, like to your fellow people.
And yes. and let me say something. It's kind of funny how I met up. I spoke to the atheist doctor in Seattle, Washington, a few years ago, because I was studying near-death experiences for many years, and I met up with the atheist doctor, and over at a Starbucks, and this guy was just absolutely, he was floored. He was an atheist all his life, and they call him the atheist doctor. And he was dead for 17 minutes in the water. He was dead, and he could see his friends taking his body out. He could actually talk about everything that happened on the scene. He was discussing everything in great detail that was happening, and the specific vehicles arriving and leaving, the specific baggage that they were carrying, like life medical emergency bag. He described it, and then boom, hits the light, sees the light, the warmth, the unconditional love, and that's it. He starts to be part of this and starts to see everything. He's floating higher and higher, higher than the mountains, and he told me his story. And I remember having a coffee with him. I told him I knew his story. I knew that he lived in Seattle. I messaged him on Facebook, and then he met me at a Starbucks, and we talked for about an hour, and then he went on his way. He wasn't lying, Lenny. He was not lying.
I know. No. People
He
can only
became
tell
Christian.
what they know. Yeah.
He became Christian. Mm-hmm. And he believes that there is so much more out there. So he approached the scientific community to let them know, guys, look, I'm an atheist doctor. They call him the atheist doctor. And let me tell you what happened to me. I was dead. I went like climbing or doing something with my friends. I fell inside the waterfall. I fell underneath the waterfall, and I ended up dying. I started seeing myself leaving my body, like almost swished out, like the water leaving a cup. Like just kind of leaving like that. And then he says the most painful experience he's ever experienced in his life was when he was in the emergency room and they revived him. That was the most painful, when his spirit came back. He was told to go back, and he was told to tell everybody what he saw. And he told me, he made time out of his day to meet me in Seattle, Washington. He met me, and he was in between doing things. And he said, I'm going to meet with you. So he met with me. We spoke. We had a coffee, and he explained to me in great depth. But Lenny, this man was not lying to me.
I know 2 people who died, and they both have a very similar story, that they were actually depressed for a few years after they were brought back to life. Like, they were depressed.
A lot of people wanted to stay on the other side.
Yeah, it's just like, it's not that great. And they were depressed, and also like didn't talk about it. Just kind of were really embarrassed to talk about it. Thought people would think they were crazy, and kind of lived, until they started to talk about it. It's funny how they both had that same story. And one was more of a kid. She had her appendix burst, and one of them was in labor when she was in labor with twins. And their whole story of them. And you know what? I started looking into more after you brought that up. And there's doctors, like you said, who study that because they're around. They see it. They're on the table. They see that happen. And even they have their brain hooked up and their EKG is gone. Like, there's no brain activity. They're dead. There's no pulse. They're gone.
And we're not
They're
talking
dead.
about 2 minutes dead. We're talking about,
they're dead.
There was one guy that was dead for 2 hours in India.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. That one guy that died for 2 hours in India.
It's in India.
Oh, yeah. He died.
They're so good at, like, chill. Yeah.
And he came back. He's like, he just became Catholic. He just started to speak the word of God and this and that. And then finally, 2 years after his death, he finally discussed it, and he finally expressed it, and he finally, he was afraid of being what people would say about him. And then no one really looked bad at it. People were actually happy. Good. At least I could continue after. Everybody, like, I've been studying near-death experiences, again, for 23 years. After I spoke to that doctor, that's what got me hooked in Mexico City. When that doctor told me about when he worked in the prison system and what he saw was just unfathomable. He couldn't believe. Like these are inmates that are in for doing hard time, some of them for multiple murders, and they're coming out and saying, you know what? I don't want to go to hell. What do I have to do? Right? And some of the prisons now have an on-board priest now.
Oh, they always did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need spiritual help.
Yeah.
And you know what? Also, the key is not actually, I'm going to believe in something now so that I can live later after I'm dead. That's actually missing the point as well. Like, it's living here on earth. It's not a belief, it's a relationship. So that's the key. It's not like, I sure believe. It's a relationship. You're talking, you're reaching out, in ways that, like, you can learn. You're reading the word and what is being sought, and then be taught. Like, if you can listen to a thing or two, maybe listen to a thing or two about someone who's, like, trying to show you the way of the Bible, because the way of the Bible isn't like reading from beginning to end. It's not that type of book. First, you have to have the faith. That's the thing. So it takes a willingness. Someone has to really, if you're not willing, they say God willing. Well, you also have to be willing. So both have to be willing, because he does not impose his will. That's a supernatural law. Nor good nor bad can impose their will on you. You have to choose that. But both are calling, God's there calling for you to live and live well. And then there's another enemy to your soul trying to trip you up, take you off course.
Always. Michael O2 in the comments saying, Mike, that doctor was in my hospital too.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh no, there's all kinds No. This is a big deal. This is actually something that science. So let's look at pharmaceutical and what science has done. It's ruined it, and we're not living longer. If anything, look at the food. Look at all the GMOs. Let's look at everything science has done for us. Maybe let's take a step back just one time and say maybe them dumbing down or shaming Christianity and kind of looking down on people that believe in God and blah, blah, blah. Maybe there's something to it. Maybe, just like everything, mainstream archaeology, everything they're trying to tell us, nothing adds up.
Well, I can tell you with medicine, that's the drug portion of the whole cartels that run the show that are trying to control populations. That's their part of it too. And those antidepressants, what a scam that is. That's a big scam. That is totally to put people to sleep. That's what that's for. Mm-hmm. As if your brain has chemical imbalance. That's ridiculous. Your brain has nothing to do with chemicals. It's all firing of, it's electric firing is first of all. So it's not that at all. And then these people are hooked. The craziest, they say the doctors just hook all these, especially women. I don't know how many men really know that, or who knows, maybe men too, but wow, so many on it, just told to take it. And here's why. And then maybe just for a short time till you get over this hard time. And then, but they're on it forever. They have a customer for life, but it's not just money. I have come to really understand it's so that people can't wake up to the strongest part. You just can't wake up. You've got to. And like Jesus started his ministry at 30, and you will see a lot of people at about that age, 28 to 30, whatever, go through another phase. Do you think we come into the world as babies and we have so much to learn and that's it? We have different stages of our own awakening, and 30 is a big one. His ministry started then, and so do a lot of us start to wake up to another part. And different ages wake up, but they want to dumb that down. And pharma is used for that. It's used for a lot of not good things. Our natural self, that's what I believe in. I believe in God's perfect creation. I know I have a perfect creation. We are, and we work perfectly with theirs. So I like to better work with it, not against. And poison is bad. It's just poisoning the land and poisoning the people. No, that doesn't bring health. That's not the way But then I come from farm roots on all sides, right? It's different when you see how it works firsthand with the smaller hands-on farms of the day and the animals. You just get how it works. And then you see the rest. It's like, is this a joke? And then it just gets worse and worse. And people are so disconnected from the beauty of the design and creation. And man steps in, not man, because that's not our nature either. People say, oh, look what man has done. No, we didn't do that. I don't know a lot of people who would have wanted to do it these terrible ways. They're terrible to animals and us. I think there is that bad spirit that drives it that way. That's obviously right out of control that people are starting to wake up to, hopefully more and more. As this becomes clearer, like what we see
it's
going on.
It's going to become a lot clearer. There's going to be a massing unveiling coming in 2021. I wholeheartedly believe. No, and I'm not trying to be like one of those preachers up on stage. No, I'm just calling it like it is. So we got Joe Abraham saying addiction to Hollywood news, media, etc. makes one a slave of those things, and one ends up wasting money, time, and emotion on it. Then Joe Abraham says, where did that go? That was a good comment. Read the Bible the way Jesus taught it, not Saul. Hold on. Now, Joe, I got a comment on that. If you want to read the Bible that Jesus said it or the way it was written, read the Gospel according to Thomas. Thomas was one of the one of the disciples that walked side by side with Jesus, who actually wrote down what Jesus did and what Jesus told him. Read the Gospel according to Thomas, read the Gospel according to Judas, and read the Gospel according to Mary Magdalene, because those were all the people. They exist. These Gospels do exist. They're in historical, museums. They do exist. The Gospel according to Judas was found about 85 years ago. The Gospel according to Mary Magdalene was found about 65 years ago in these clay jars. And read those Bibles, and then you'll start to see, especially when you read the Gospel according to Thomas, you'll see the business of the church, how the church became more of a business and starting to control people, right? More. So let's keep going here. Hold on, we got more comments here. Hold on, there's a lot of comments going here. Okay, we got some people talking about the serum here. Give thanks to God and your food. Your food will become holy and won't harm you. 2030 is called a Saturn return. Every single human who lives for that age experiences some sort of big change around this point in their lives, says Shinny Happy. That's the Saturn and two planets coming to close together.
Yeah,
and
they're passing
the Star
by.
of Bethlehem type of thing. We got Sharon Caldwell, hi from New Zealand. We got Blunt News in the house. We got everybody rolling in nice.
Ooh,
we don't have
Blunt News.
We don't have a lot of viewers tonight because it is a Christmas special and a lot of people are bah humbug.
Yeah.
But we're not trying to convert. I'm not trying to convert nobody.
No.
I'm just trying to show the way, and that's it. This is it.
Tell
is
your
what
story.
I believe in.
It's not just believe. You don't just believe because you choose. I mean, you have personal experience for some reason. Like you said, there's a part in your heart. You know, I'm sure you've searched. I'm sure you weren't always the perfect whatever. Like, we have a story. Yep. And that's okay. You know, you made a good point at the beginning, and we shouldn't talk like that. But there's, with the world of, accept this, accept that, say nice things about this and that, and everyone be inclusive. And yet that is right down open season on Christianity.
Yep.
You know, yep, open season, but it says so. He says that that you'll be persecuted for his name's sake. So whatever. And I don't mind because I get it. I know what it's like to look upon it and think, what a bunch of weirdos. I know what it's like because I did go through that phase where all the stories, like, you know, all the facts that Jesus is just a story because the virgin births were there from Osiris and Osiris and
Horus
the sun
and all that
coming
stuff.
back
They've already debunked all that stuff. That's already been debunked.
But it's not even debunked. It's more of a thing that someone had put it to me that no, these were like just again prophesying of what would happen, I guess. You know, there's stories that I don't get as caught up on. I really like to focus on the reality that I know. And there's so much out there we don't know. I think it's enough to just focus. I can keep myself busy on what I do know. That keeps me very busy. What do I know? I know that every day I'm going to try to make a conscious contact. I'm going to ask. You have to keep asking. It's not I believe and have a nice day. It's a lifestyle. You find that, your greatest wisdom, greatest comfort, greatest peace, joy, everything comes from that in the true way. And then you can go out to the earth, and that's how I, like to do it. I think that a Christian would probably try to be that, not just Christian. There's lots of people who seek God, and you're on your journey. He's calling. Took me years, and I found that even after abandoning it, it was 6 years that that's who came to save me. So that's how I know that he keeps his promises, because a person who doesn't even believe, he's like, yep, you once were mine, you're always mine, and it's okay. And it's the prodigal son thing. It's like, oh no, when you're down, don't you worry, I will be there. You don't even have to worry, he's there. Yep, for anyone. You don't have to come as you are. Come as you are. Do not try to be worthy of God before you come. That's ridiculous. So he even knows that. Don't you think he knows how we are? It's funny because the Bible says he knows us inside and out. He knows all the hair on our head. Yeah, he knew us before we were born, right? Before he knit you. I knew you. Right? And so people's like, how is that? That's ridiculous. And yet, is man not have the technology to count every single thing in a human being and upload us to the cloud? We know this is technology, and we know this is what they have in store as their bright idea. So if man can record all your thoughts and everything you say and all your stuff on your phone, and soon it's going to be inside out, how do you not realize that God does too, just like it says, for a reason? Can you see the operative going on that's against God? There's the God, which is us and the way it is, and them saying, hey, we're going to grab you and we're going to do that. The only difference with them, of course, is they want to manipulate our thoughts. So there goes your free moral agency, and that is not for me. No way.
We have, where was that? Oh, that went quick. Blunt News says, I abandoned it, probably religion, until I had a child and God listened to my prayers during that very scary time.
Wow, I love that story. See, I love stories like that. And we know it's not just, oh, he answered prayers. You feel things. You're moved. Like if there's that, if you have movement, you'll be like, what? And small movements are so profound that like it's amazing the amount of knowledge or the amount of knowing that can come in such short, profound moments.
You know, there's a soul test. You ever want to work, if you want to test to see if someone has a soul, you walk in front of, you know those sliding doors when you walk and the sensor picks you up?
Yes.
Do you ever see somebody standing in front and it won't open for them and then you walk up and it turns on?
No.
Well, they don't have a soul.
I've never heard the no
I'm
soul
being
test
sarcastic.
on the doors. Oh.
I'm being sorry. I'm just joking around. Okay, Linny, I'm going to let you go. It's been an hour.
Okay.
It's been a great hour. And I want to get
Awesome.
some other people to call in and tell us what Christmas means to them.
Ooh.
Yeah. I appreciate
That's
everything.
beautiful.
Okay, do you have a pen and paper there?
I do, yeah.
Okay, I want you to write down. I want you to look up on YouTube after the transmission tonight. There's one guy I want you to look up, and then I want you to watch the first video that comes up. I don't care what video it is. I want you to find it. I want you to watch it, okay? And this guy, I think this guy was sent by God. His name is Ravi Zacharias. Ravi, R-A-V-I.
Yeah, Zacharias, yeah.
Okay, tonight after the show,
Yeah.
go ahead and look that up and watch the first video. There's thousands of
Okay.
videos out there, but just watch the first video that comes up on your feed and go from there, please.
That's my homework. Okay. Good. Thank you.
So
Merry
much, Lynn.
Christmas.
You have a good
All
night.
right.
Where's the Raven? Is he working?
Usually he works all of December really, really hard. Very hard. That's the hardest month. Nonstop, because he usually tries to get his maximum amount of miles in. So he's probably going hard.
Okay, no worries.
I mean, yeah.
Hopefully
Hard
he'll
to
be
call, but
available
if you
for
wanted to
Mike in
call
the
him,
Night
I'm sure.
2020 predictions.
Yes. Yeah. What night is that? If it's before New Year.
It's
that's
the
tough
next.
to
It's
say.
the next Saturday. Is this Saturday coming? It's prediction night.
Yeah, just before, because usually he barely squeezes it in by the 1st. But
Okay.
see how that goes.
All right. All right. Thanks, Lynn. God bless you.
All right. God bless you too.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Bye.
Merry Christmas. Bye. So that's Lynn. Merry Christmas to her and to everyone. All right. Let's get Liam. Let's ask Liam what Christmas means to him. Liam tried to call in. It's probably like 4 o'clock in the morning there.
The person whom you're trying to reach is currently unavailable. Please leave a message.
All right, he tried calling. There's no answer there with Liam. Yeah, let's get Lord Humongous on the show.
Oh,
Yo, Merry Christmas.
you're a lot tougher to get than the president.
I know, I've been trying to reach you, yeah. So how are you? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to Mike and the Knight family. I'm watching the show, enjoying it.
It's
Linny
just a simple Christmas special. You know, I just talking topics, whatever. So what does Christmas mean to you?
Christmas to me means being around friends and family and just being with each other, not worrying about all the stuff. It's just, because so many people are so busy with their lives, it's having the time to, share time with each other, because I believe that's our most precious resource on the planet.
You notice how people take life so seriously sometimes? Okay, I understand to take life serious. I get that. But they take things so seriously.
Yes, indeed, Mike. And that's part of the problem. That's, they're always trying to find solutions to problems that already exist that are very simple to begin with, but they manifest into these bigger problems. And they just keep trying to solve the problem with the wrong solutions, I think. It's more getting back to a simpler state of mind and thought. I think that's what the Bible said. God loves us to be like little children, as
So
innocent as
you are throwing a bunch of Bible passages up there in the comment section, and that's
Yes.
nice. What is your relationship with God and Jesus? I know you mentioned Jesus sometimes too, so I'm imagining you do have a relationship with Jesus.
Absolutely. I agree with Lenny. I think it's all about being having a personal relationship. It's not about and following the teachings of Christ, what Christ taught. You know, it's not about the organization of religion,
No, not at all.
which
No.
and all the big three Abrahamic religions are like that. They're all organized into an order of man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people don't see that, and I think a lot of people are. I think the devil knows or Satan knows the Bible better than most of the blind sheep that walk on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Do
there's
you
a lot
think
of
that the wrath of the devil has been unleashed upon us in 2020?
I think part of it. I think it's possibly it's going to get a lot worse. I mean, I hate to say it, but because people are so blinded and they get caught up in their own lives, and there's a lot of those different demons, I think, that play internally on people. They don't have hearts anymore.
Right.
How many people do you see that are in some status? They might have money, they might have wealth, they might have property, but they look down on the homeless people that are going through such a tough time. And the majority of people out there, because of the monetary system, are just one paycheck away from being in that very predicament themselves. Knowing that happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Like this has been going on for a long time, Mike. It's just it's really hard to tell people in simplistic terms because there's so many complex parts of the cog in this whole machine. And I think that's what we all battle with on a daily basis, both spiritually and in the physical sense. That's why it's really so tough to explain because like so many people have different perspectives on how things work, in life, that they don't take the time to do the research and to understand. Well, maybe they should have some self-reflection and look inside internally,
Right.
On how they're treating others,
Right.
On doing the right thing. But it's these control grids and structures of government and all around the world, it's like one big machine that we're all getting ensnared by. That's the way I see it.
We got hold on, Ann Samson in the comments saying Merry Christmas holidays to Mike, callers, and chat. These streams and Mike videos, video news updates have been a great support through 2020. Thank you, Ann. Yeah, we are all here to talk each other through. You know what I'm saying? And Big Rob in New Zealand got the best Christmas present. He sold his house in New Zealand.
Woo! Nice, very nice.
Yeah. And
that's
Terry
awesome.
Terry Tony saying, I keep God's commandments, eternal life. Now, let's focus on God's commandments, Lord Humongous, because you, in your country, the United States of America, they've been dismantling the 10 Commandments in several states, and they've been removing all Christian, not all, but some Christian or some Catholic remnants in some cities and dismantling it.
Right. Well, I mean, the Bible clearly states that, there's God's law, which is God's law, and then there's man's law.
Right.
And I think that as far as America goes and the Constitution and all that stuff, I think a lot of that man's law was written into that structure,
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what pulls us away from the real law, which was God's law initially. He only had 10 commandments to follow,
Mm-hmm.
If
we actually followed all those 10 Commandments, we'd be living on a utopia society.
Yeah, the one that everybody thinks they're striving for with all this other garbage, all this satanic interference with electronics and everything else, frequencies, and God wanted us to be free.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe that. I think that's why he sent Christ to die for our sins. He knew we were not perfect. Nobody on this planet is perfect. Nobody in this chat room is perfect. We all have shortcomings, and I mean, we all make mistakes, right? We're just humans.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I see it. How do you see it?
I see we sin. We all commit sin.
Sure.
And I see that we're all forgiven if we're asked for it.
True.
And I believe that I just hope something happens, and I don't want to spend another 2020 and 2021.
Mike, your life compared to most people on the planet is living in luxury, just like mine. Even me with my all the things I had to go through last year. You know, I mean, being homeless, I was a luxurious bum. At least I had a vehicle to sleep in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people don't. I think a lot of the problem is people do not appreciate. They don't appreciate the things they have, like taking a shower on a regular basis, or being able to find some warmth in the snow. You know, these things are all psychologically damaging, and there's a lot of Americans right now on the street that are experiencing that this very Christmas season with the cold, and I'm sure up in Canada. You know, if you look at all the Canadians are one paycheck away from being out on the streets because
I
of
have
the
an
housing.
article. I have an article here, Lord, that I kind of want to bring up, and this is actually pretty bad. I don't want to bring it up during Christmas, but this is actually kind of important. It says in 2020, deaths doubled at supportive housing buildings. So in supportive housing buildings in the province of British Columbia in our big cities, people are dying. More people are overdosing. More than ever.
Yeah, they lose hope, Mike. They lose hope because this system's so geared against everyone. You know, if you look at the monetary system, it's based off debt. Well, if your monetary system is based on debt, it's going to collapse at some point. That's a mathematical inevitability. You know, across the board, any country that uses fiat currency, it's worthless paper. It's an IOU. It's a promise backed by what? The faith in your government, not God. Government is not God. No matter how many of these politicians think they are, they're not. You know, and when it all comes crashing down, they're going to be in a world of hurt as well, along with the 99% that built them up to those statuses, put them on those pedestals, gave them those opportunities. None of those politicians in government do anything that's beneficial to the people. We can see that. We can see that too from a million miles. You know what I mean? They're in it for them and their rich crony buddies, and that's how they maintain their control. You know, they don't set people free. They ensnare them. They entrap them. They entrap them daily through that very debt-ridden system. You know, that's not sound. It's government. The central banks, they created the last depression, you know.
Well, the banking system obviously is rigged it's rigged to lose at the beginning, right at the beginning, right off the bat, it's already losing.
Well, it's already self-defeating. You cannot print something into existence or wish it into existence. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
The natural, you know.
All right.
But you don't need, just like they're trying to pass the stimulus for all these people, and these people think $600 is going to do anything for them.
$6 bills? You could probably buy groceries for 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. But my point being is that it's an inherent flaw in the monetary system, and it has been for a long time. You know, that's got to change. You know, otherwise none of these problems are ever going to. They're never going to work themselves out. You know.
Right.
What else? No, you got to keep me on longer than 15 minutes, buddy. I'm tired of you calling me with these little 15-minute intervals.
No, I just want to do a quick plug, and then you give me a little bit of insight on what you think, and then we could try to get Blunt News on and get see what he has to say. You know, just for a couple of minutes, 10, 15-minute intervals. No, if you want a bigger segment, I don't have a problem. We could do like on the mic of the night, but we're going to be doing predictions, and everyone's going to get 10 minutes. And we're going to call like 50 people.
Nice.
On next week's Mike in the Night.
I'm just messing with you, but I can get a size on my hoodie. It just doesn't let me check the box. That's the problem with the Teespring.
Can you, if you screenshot that and message them, they could actually fix that for you.
Okay, I'll try that.
Yeah, they'll fix it for you. I had that problem once when someone told me they couldn't select the color of the mug. And I think they told them to delete their cookies or delete their history, and then they refreshed the page and they went in and it worked.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I have to refresh it or something somehow.
Yeah, try that or delete your cookies, okay?
Are we going to get, is Raven going to come on for a full kook episode? Or
I don't know. I think he's working. I think I spoke to Linny and she said that he's working.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that guy's insight on a lot of things.
I need him to come on full kook on Mike in the Night predictions.
Yeah, we need a full kook. We need a full kook segment tonight on Christmas, on the Christmas special.
Woo!
Amen. All right, brother. You have a good Christmas with your family and a happy New Year.
Yeah, God bless
Hopefully
you.
it'll be.
God bless you.
Hope,
We'll talk soon.
hopefully it'll be better than 2020, eh?
That's what I'm hoping for.
Amen, brother.
God bless
Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Alrighty then. Okay. Blunt News says, not today, Mike. My PC is under my... Dude, get Skype for your phone. What do you think I called Lord Humongous on his phone? All right, we got Layla from the Middle East. Let's see if she picks up. Come on, pick up. All right, guys, let me plug myself here real quick. It doesn't sound that healthy, but let me plug myself here. Let's go to Article Scan, Mike in the Night. Guys, I appreciate, it means a lot to me when you guys email me and tell me you've been unsubscribed from my channel. I've received 100 plus, either an email, either several phone calls to my store, either through Instagram, Facebook, from different various ways of messaging me. But many people have messaged me, and yes, I've been losing 30 to 50 subscribers per day. I'm down 8,000 subscribers for the year, and it's just something that's been happening to this channel ever since I got my first strike. I got a strike on the channel for basically discussing housing in Australia, and ever since then, my channel has never recovered, or it's never grown in the last, 4 or 5 years. So it's been very stagnant. So yes, I want to thank everyone that has messaged me to let me know that they have been unsubscribed. Because for a lot of people, this channel means a lot to, it means a lot to me, and it means a lot to a lot of people. We do put a lot of effort into this channel, right? You guys especially, right? So here it is, guys. Mike in the Night predictions. Guys, please set your reminders to this. I want to have a lot of 10 to 12 minutes. I want 10 to 12 minute calls with everybody. I'm going to call Steve the Plumber. I'm going to call Blunt News. I'm going to call Craig. I'm going to call Layla. I'm going to call Lord Humongous. I'm going to call Liam. I'm going to call Linny. I'm going to call, I'll call Florian. I'll call Matthew. I'll call Sean. I'll call the Raven. I'll call Kevin J. Johnson, Eduardo. I'll call Jacob, Ralphie. I'm going to call everybody. Everybody be either close to their phone or Skype during this Mike in the Night special of Mike in the Night Predictions 2021, December 26th. So please, if you could be, that's Boxing Day. So if you guys could be on board for this, I really want you guys to be at this show. I really do, badly. I want everyone to come in and give us their predictions, whether on climate change, COVID, the serum. We call the V word, when you get one of these in the arm, we call it the serum. You know what I'm saying, right? Come on the show, be part of the show, be part of predictions for 2021. And then in 2022, we'll play back to 2021 a bit and see what we predicted and discuss it and say, holy crap. You know what I'm saying? And guys, don't forget Teespring. Lord Humongous was talking about this hoodie. Gold and silver is real money. This is what Lord Humongous is talking about. He wants to order one of these hoodies. And yes, it does allow you to select the size. Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't allow me to select the size here either. That's weird. It doesn't allow me to select the size. Maybe if I change colors? It doesn't. Wow. So he's talking about this. Gold and silver is real money. There's the front there. Lord Humongous, Mike in the Night. So if you guys want to get that, check it out. And also, guys, don't forget to Facebook has now acknowledged me as a public figure, guys. Facebook has now acknowledged me as a news personality. I have made it. It is official with Facebook. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to follow me on my Facebook fan page that I'm very proud to have. And guys, don't forget to message me on Instagram as the best way to get a hold of me. I do read the messages. I really do, guys. Sometimes it takes time for me to respond to all of them, but I do. And this is the comic book somebody is working on for me. They're making a comic book with Mike Martins, I guess, to save the day. And this is a little clip from the comic book saying, here it is, meanwhile in Tokyo. I hope I could find answers here. So there it is. There's a little clip from the comic book that's being made. It's going to be ready for March of next year. So I wanted to throw that out. And guys, don't forget to check out Art by Dano. Not your typical art. Art by Dano. Check it out. Oh, yeah. So that's that right there, man. Guys, don't forget, set your reminders for this. Come on, Mike in the Night 2021 predictions. I look very forward. Hopefully we can get everyone on this show. I want to fit everyone. I want to get everyone the same time slot. I want to have everybody to be part of the channel and to be part of, to basically tell us what they think or what they feel or what they're headed towards. Yep. Let me see who else is on here. Ed says, congrats on being recognized by the overlords. Yeah, it's about time. They actually, you know, it just, when people don't want to take you seriously, you know, it's pretty bad, you know, when you live in a society where, like, everybody else gets to be a public or get to be known, but except you, because either you're white or you're Catholic or, you know, it's like, you know, they always try to find reasons why they don't want you around, you know, or want you to spread your message. And tonight we are spreading our message here of peace and love and prosperity to everyone. Blunt News is asking, what was the episode, the one where you said that you think they will pull up the trigger on a pandemic or mass pandemic? It was in August of 2019. It was a Mike in the Night. The episode is there with me and Raven talking. I think it was August or September. No, it was before September. August of 2019, where we were discussing, and the Raven asked me, so what do you think is going to happen? I said, the only thing I could see them doing going forward is probably pulling the trigger on a mass pandemic. And I said that in 2019. I think it was August of 2019. I have the episode here somewhere marked down somewhere. We did play it on the show many times. We could ask the Raven has it, actually. Yeah, the Raven sent it to me. I'm just trying to see if I have it here. Okay, 1 hour, and I have it right here. So this is Mike in the Night. Part of this one is that a lot of people are actually buying this hook, line, and sinker. But what is the real thing? Like, there's something so big in the works. Either it's a real big hot war that's going to wipe out a percentage of us. Either they're going to pull the trigger on a mass pandemic. Or it's going to be something. And there it is. That's 1 minute and 31 from Mike in the Night. It's in your head, zombie. That is from September 28th. Sorry, I thought it was in August. September 28th, 2019. That's when I said that. I mean, they were running out of options. The only thing they could do is, again, pull the trigger on a mass pandemic or a hot war. It was one of the two. I mean, there was nothing left they could do. Their playbook was running out of ideas. So that's that right there. Can't stop Bitcoin, says Metal Gear Mark III. Yeah, I bought a lot of Digitcoin and a lot of those stocks today. I picked up a lot of those. I picked up a lot of stock coins, by the way. Bought myself a Christmas present. I picked up some Hive, some those farming crypto coin on the stock exchange. Mike is comparing himself to others and complaining. Woo! Says Ben Savage. Blunt News says, thank you, Mike. I'm going to clip it and shill your channel to people I know. Share your channel, I think you meant. Yes, please. Shill it out. Mitch Madden. Mitch, do you want to talk? Do you want to call into the show, buddy? Do you got something you want to tell us? Do you got some important news? Do you got something you need to tell us? Let me see what if Layla picks up the phone. I haven't had her on in a while, but we need her on the phone for 2020 predictions to give us an update on what is. Be thankful, Mike. I'm very thankful and grateful. If you watched Ben, if you were at the beginning of the show, you would see. Okay? You would see and you would know, Ben, how grateful. I'm extremely grateful. Okay, Layla's not answering her phone. I hope she's okay. Let's try Liam one more time. I know it's like 4 o'clock in the morning in England, but he called me while I was on the phone. So while I was on the phone, it's ringing. Let's see if he picks up. Mitch Madden says he has a death experience. Oh, yeah. Okay, where is he? Mitch Madden. Mitch, where are you? Let's call our man Mitchie.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, I've been trying to reach you. You're a lot tougher to get than the president. How you doing?
I have a story. I don't think I've shared it with the show before. I may have, but you were wanting to talk about people that have passed away and saw the light and the peace and could see their body. And this is a true story. A lady I knew since I was 2 years old, and I was best friends with her 2 sons. One of them still living. She back in the 1990s, she was in her 70s, and she was on oxygen, and she had acute latent stage vasculitis, and she was had heart disease and diabetes. She was a wreck and ready to. Didn't have long to live. Anyway, she died. She died, dropped dead on the floor, and her son called the 911, and the paramedics arrived, and they said she was out, I think, 12 minutes, that she was not breathing, and they did the cardiac thing with the pump in the chest, and they bagged her and everything. Anyway, they took her to the hospital, and she told me, she recounted this whole thing. I wasn't there, but I was there when she told me what happened shortly after. She woke up in the hospital, and she had oxygen shoved up her nose, and she had IVs in both arms, and she was really drugged up real bad. And when she finally got a little bit woken up, she was in a lot of pain, even though they've been giving her pain drugs. And when they were trying to revive her, they broke 2 ribs. And as soon as she told me, as soon as she realized what was going on, she said that she was really angry. She said, "Why in the hell didn't they let me just go?" She said, "Now I have to go through this shit all over again." And what she told me is she did not see a light. She did not see her past or her relatives or anything. She said for her, in her situation, it was just lights out. She said there was no pain at all, no suffering at all. It was just lights out. And she said, they brought me back, and now, she said, I know I don't have long to live, and now I've got to suffer and go through all this fear and worry and pain. And she said, I was totally at peace. And she said, I wish they just would have left me alone. So that's a little bit different case, that somebody that died that didn't see anything, didn't experience anything except total peace, no pain, nothing. She said it was just lights out.
How did she know it was lights out?
Well, she said it's just like she just blacked out. She was there, and then all of a sudden she wasn't. It was over.
Mm-hmm.
And Yeah, but she actually was credible. She told me the story. I knew her my whole life. I had known her since I was a kid. She used to watch me and my brothers, and then I stayed at their house, up until I was in high school, and then after I left and moved away, I would come back and visit, and I would stay at their place. They had a little house, 3-bedroom, 1 bath. But anyway, now getting to religion, I think that Lenny Poo and Lord had wonderful insight on their views, religious views. I was baptized in the Baptist church, and same church my parents were married in. And I went to vacation Bible school and Sunday school, and since I've been an adult, I've been to lots of churches, Catholic churches, Lutheran, Methodist, Baptist. I've been to mostly for weddings and funerals, not too many services. And I've been, I think I mentioned before, I've been to the Mormon services a few times with my uncle. And I find religion of great value. And I adhere to my great grandpa. He died in 1939, I believe, and he was a hardworking farmer, a real good man, a blacksmith. And he used to say, even if the Bible, if there's nothing to the Bible, even if it was a total fabrication, he said it's still a better way to live.
Right.
And I adhere to that. And my friends that are very religious, some of them have killed a lot in combat too, and they're very religious. And they, I never argue with them, and I never interrupt them, and I never try to get in their face or object to any of their beliefs. I am totally sympathetic and understanding of all beliefs, whether you're a Buddhist or a Hindu or a Christian or a Muslim or any a Taoist, any other type of religion. If you like Confucius was a wise man. Mm-hmm. Gautama Buddha was a wise man. These are all. But anyway, I think religion has fantastic benefits from a social standpoint, and it brings us. I think it kind of helps to consolidate or keep together families and communities and societies, even neighborhoods. I think
it does.
Religion,
yeah.
I'm all for religion. Anything that has kind of a moral foundation, and as long as you don't use religion for hurting others, then I'm all for it. And anyway, America and Canada, Australia, New Zealand, these are predominantly Christian nations. That's what they were in the early days. I mean,
they were founded on Christian principles.
Yeah, there's some states right now in America, in the South, that have there's some cities and even small communities in the South that have so many churches, you just it's unimaginable. They still, and people still go, not with the frequency. I've seen pictures of my hometown back in the 1920s and 30s when they're having a service, and it's like half the town was there, on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the other half was at the Catholic Church.
Mm-hmm. So we got West Faria in the comments saying, answering to that lady who passed away, it wasn't her time to go. That's why she saw nothing. And I've heard cases like that where people saw nothing and then they came back and it just maybe wasn't their time to go type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And it happens. What else? Now, what does Christmas mean to you, Mitch? What do you do for Christmas, and what does it mean to you?
This Christmas, I'm going down just about 27 miles south of here and going to visit a friend of mine. And then right around the corner is my brother and sister-in-law. And I'm going to go there, and then I'm going to Skype with my uncle. He's down in Southern California, and then Skype overseas to the Philippines while I'm down there to kind of have a sense of community. That's what it is. It's about loved ones, is my opinion. to me, growing up, Christmas was about having all the family there, all the grandparents, aunts, uncles, and the neighbors, getting together and the kids playing and enjoying the all the nice food and the family and stuff. Now I know that the deeper meaning is Christianity and the Prince of Peace and Jesus. I know that's what the heart of Christmas is. But to me, my mom went out of her way when us four boys were growing up to make Christmas. It was my favorite time of the year, except for summer vacation. When I was in school. It was a magical time. All the beautiful songs, and the sense of community, and how people were so happy.
The choirs.
Huh?
They used to go door to door singing with candles.
They still do in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the Philippines, they go door to door, and then you give them a donation. That sometimes that's the only way that they can get any money to buy their own gifts or buy some food is go, put some. They might be kids, they might be some old drunks or something, but they get together and they go door to door singing carols, and then you give them a couple of pesos, and then they smile and greet you and everything, and then they move on to the next house. They still do it in the Philippines, all over the Philippines. Sing Christmas carols. Door to door.
Mitch, I got an idea for us. Maybe me, you, maybe a couple other people from the channel start hanging out at an airport and create a Peruvian flute band and raise money.
Hey, you just reminded me of something. I was down.
That was on South Park.
Oh, Peruvian. I was walking today. They have a little place called the Grocery Outlet. It's a series of secondhand food items, that they get at wholesale. And anyway, there's one just a few blocks from here, and I was walking through the parking lot, and there was this dude, and he had the biggest like a didgeridoo, those things. Mm-hmm. It was probably about six or 7 feet long. It looked like it was made out of maybe a synthetic wood or maybe a real wood. Mm-hmm. And it has a very unique sound, but I think that they're from Australia. The guys in the show here from Australia might confirm this, but it was a lot, and he was playing it, and it was the loudest. I couldn't believe it. He had kind of like Rasta hair. He was like a old white dude, and he was tricked out with his Rasta hair and everything. And he was playing this, and it was laying over the hood of a car out in the parking lot, 7 feet long. I'm not kidding.
I know. I've seen those things. I've seen them. I saw it in a movie where they're in the outback in Australia, and this guy's on this long wooden thing. And it was going.
Yeah, exactly. And that was happening today, and the sound was going through the parking lot and up against, echoing off the buildings and stuff. It was really loud. And,
you should have recorded it with your phone and reported for the channel.
Yeah, I only turn on my phone once or twice a week just to check and see if I got a message. I never take it with me, but I should. I walk. Oh, by the way, at the car wash yesterday, I talked with the owner of the car wash, and there's a car wash on my walk, and that morning at 6:30 a.m., his maintenance guy comes in and he cleans up stuff, all the mud out of the bays, and empties the trash cans and cleans out the vacuums and stuff. And he got out his camera because he's got all cameras there at the thing. And a homeless guy came up to his maintenance guy 6:30 in the morning. Maintenance guy pulled up in his Toyota truck, opened the door, and here comes this guy with a machete swinging it at him, and not swinging it, but it was holding it in a threatening manner. And he said, "Give me a cigarette," like that. Anyway, the guy, his maintenance guy had a gun, but he didn't use it. He just backed off and got the hell out of there and called the cops. The cops came, and the cops took his machete, but that was it. But anyway, I run across homeless people every day because I walk. I've been walking for 3 years, almost every single day, 2 to 4 hours, 4 hours on the outside, 2 on average, amongst the homeless. And most of them know me by sight. Some of them know me by name. It's a homeless mecca right? Where they've got many, what do you call NGOs and stuff like that, non-governmental organizations that help to feed the homeless, and they give them clothes packets, warm meals, bag lunches. They have, they can places they can get together, and the people here are most people here are very tolerant of the homeless, the mentally ill, the drug addicts, and there's not a whole lot of poop in the streets. Most of them try to find a good place to poop that's not objectionable. Sometimes they poop in a bad place, but only once have I seen a big pile on the sidewalk of human. And there's a few needles that appear, but it's not so bad like San Francisco. But it's there's several hundred. I think somebody said like 600. And there, maybe Coos Bay, North Bend is where I live. It's 2 towns that join up, and I think the combination of population is under 20,000 people, and there's about 600 homeless. 600 homeless out of 20,000. That's a pretty damn high rate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's
and
going
people are
on.
being forced into homelessness. A lot of people, because of affordability levels, aren't there anymore. And you know what scares me, Mitch, is that a lot of these people that are homeless have college degrees, and a lot of them work full time.
Yeah, well, that's true. Especially, I don't think it's very true right here where I live, but down in the San Francisco Bay Area, there's a lot of people that are working and homeless.
Yeah, and they're working full time. You just can't live off of a wage anymore. That's the problem we're at right now.
Yes, some are doing side hustles too. They have a full time employment, and then they have a side hustle.
Yeah, like working at the Quickie Mart.
Yeah, and they just sleep in their car, and then they maybe join a health club, to place to shower and stuff. Mm-hmm. But now I don't know. Our health club here, it's a big health club. The poor guy, the same owner owned it for 30 years, and he sold it late last year, 2019. And the new guy got in there, and then this lockdown, and then he was getting cancellations, and nobody could go there. And I really feel sorry for the new owner, because it's a big health club for this community. It's a very large health club, mm-hmm. And it's closed down again now. And boy, I feel sorry for these people that are losing their businesses. And did you see my post about? I think it's called Mossy Rock, but it's Mossy something. It's a little town that's south of Seattle. It's in Washington State, north of Portland, and it's east of Interstate 5, mm-hmm. which runs from Mexico up to Canada. And it's called Mossy. And the mayor announced that the town is open for business, and
that's correct. There's a town that's open for business. There's no cases, and they're just whatever. They're ignoring it.
Right, and the restaurants and the bars, everybody's partying, and everybody's buying stuff, and the money's flowing, and everybody's happy. They'll probably send in the National Guard or something and start stomping on the people. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But that's good to see that. Now, I was on the phone. It's my dad's 87th birthday today, and I called my mom and dad. They both get on the phone, and we talked for about an hour. And they're maskers, they're maskers, and they're Trump haters, and they're very leftist. And it was a difficult conversation because we couldn't talk about the vaccine or anything. I was explaining to them how YouTube and Google and Twitter have all deplatformed very credible people, that Wikipedia has absolutely erased many, many credible people. They've just erased them, like they don't have a profile anymore. And over in Germany, I guess there were several hundred doctors that got together with all this peer-reviewed studies and everything about
Irish nurses too. Ireland,
yeah, and they have totally shut them down.
In Portugal's like 90% is open for business, and it's unconstitutional to hold anybody in lockdown.
Well, Portugal has more common sense. If you look at their history, mm-hmm. how they have managed to juggle staying out of these wars, and how the world wars. Mm-hmm. And if you look at Portugal's history, there's a lot of common sense there. It's deeply rooted.
Yes. and it's all backed by God. Like Portugal has God, and that's what Portugal, deep Christian roots, right? Have you watched the movie The Silence? Silence.
No, Mike, I haven't watched any movies in ages.
Well, watch Silence. I think it's back on Netflix. It's just called Silence. It's by Martin Scorsese. I invite you to watch it. Lenny Poo watched it. A lot of people have watched it. Listen, I'm gonna let you go because I want to see if I could get Dano on the show. I've been plugging his artwork here tonight. I want to get him on the show to ask him what Christmas means to him.
Oh, great. Okay, I can't wait to listen. And Merry Christmas and
yeah,
God
Merry
bless.
Christmas, Mitch. Thank you so much for being with us and giving us your insights. And God bless you. We'll talk. Hey, I need you on the show for 2010 predictions.
I've already got my predictions. I'll give them to you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. God bless. That is Mitch Madden, and he is going to be on the show for the 2020 prediction. Let me see if I could get Dano on the show. I haven't had him on in 3 weeks. See if he picks up.
Mike.
Dano, how are you, my brother?
Oh, man, I can't hear ya.
Oh, you can't hear me?
Can't hear ya.
Set your speakers to... oh, he can't hear me. So...
Hello?
Hello? Hi.
Hold on.
He's going to fix it right now. Guys, let me show you art by Dano here. He sent me so many cool stuff here. Guys, pick up something from a local supporter here of the channel. Art by Dano. Here he is. I can't hear you. Okay, I'm going to call him back. He just wrote it on a piece of paper there. Let me call him back again.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, man.
Okay. All right. Well, we got Art by Dano here. Don't forget to check him out, artbydano.net. I know I put this up earlier, but guys, check him out. Something different outside the box. Cool prints, cool stuff. Something, instead of getting somebody a tie or a puzzle for Christmas or something.
I like ties, though, Mike.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, just something cool. Check out Art by Dano. Really cool guy. So, okay, Dano's here. Let me put him on the full screen. Thank you for coming.
Oh, no.
So, tell us, Dano, what does Christmas mean to you, buddy?
Oh, man, Christmas used to be when I was still living at home and my mom used to come visit. She'd make a great dinner for us and the whole family would be together and we'd have some good laughs and yeah, it was one of the best nights of the year, actually. We all, no matter what kind of crap was going between the family all the time during the year, we all used to put it all aside and just have a great dinner and enjoy Christmas. That's what it's for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So how's your Christmas this year? I know you moved into a new place, and I know. Tell us what happened with the lockdown on the beach, or something happened on the beach recently.
Yeah, well, I mean, we saw it coming, but they literally, the Huntington Beach city was under pressure from the governor, Governor Gruesome, and he basically put pressure on them to close down the kiosk, the Huntington Beach Pier Market. It's just a bunch of easy ups and double wide easy ups set up right on Pacific Coast Highway at the foot of the pier in Huntington Beach, and it's a great international tourist destination. At least it used to be before the COVID lockdowns. And it's been a tough year anyways, regardless. And then when he shut it down 3 weeks before Christmas, so what can I say? That's one of the best times of the year for sales and for everything else. And I have other income besides my kiosk. But there's people there. That's their full time gig is the Huntington Pier Market, and those people they were wiped out by this. Unfortunately, most of them. So I hope. Well, can I say this? Get the guillotines ready for some of these politicians because they're so clued out. They don't live in the real world like most of the rest of us. They're living up here somewhere, and whatever decisions they make for these lockdowns, they don't have to live with them, and they're still eating and eating like pigs.
It's like when you watch TV shows. Daniel, it's like when you watch TV shows like The View, and you got Rachel Maddow and all those people telling people how they should be living their life, and they're like, hold on, you have a different financial background than most of people. Why are you telling people what to do when you have all the money that you could,
Yeah. Well, there's just virtue signal. It makes them feel good that we're really helping by telling people to stay safe and stay home and shut your business down and don't spread the COVID. And it's pretty ridiculous. I was at the beach just the other day on a weekend with my son and my wife, and there's still people literally going to the beach and they're jogging along the beach. When the water first hits the sand, that kind of soft part in the sand, and they have their mask on and they're jogging along the beach. That's probably the best air quality you can have when the waves crashing, to the sand and all that oxygen is released. Yet you get the mask on. It's ridiculous.
Dano,
people they have a lot of people panicked and terrified. I don't blame the people. It's just the tyranny of the media and the government for planting that in people's heads. So there you have it.
Dano, I dare you, like when you're on the beach and you're walking and you see someone running by with a mask, I dare you, when they run by you, to say, hey, you dropped your mask. And see if they turn around and look.
Well, I'm gonna pretend I cough at them or something. That'd be kind of mean. But,
hey, you dropped your mask.
But then again, it's about 50. It's probably about 50-50, Mike. I mean, they got about half the people are terrified and the other half are, moderately cautious or don't give a crap. So, I mean, either way, how can any lockdown work if that's the way it is, right? So either if this was so deadly, so dangerous, so lethal, they would shut down everything, even Walmart, everything, right? Mm-hmm. And then I might believe it all, but the fact that are they purposely trying to destroy every small business?
Well, no. A lot of liquor stores and marijuana stores are open.
Oh, of course. Well, you know why that is? Because I thought about it, and it's maybe a no-brainer because
taxation
and keep the people, high and and drinking so they can't think, So, yeah, man. But it's not. I can't wait for this all to be over. And but now the virus has mutated. It's hang on a second. It's mutated, and it's much, much bigger right now. You see that? How big this virus is now? So they're going to have a hell of a time with this virus now. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I set up a poll on my channel. What are they going to call the new virus? Are they going to call it ball juice, jungle juice, COVID 2000? Or like I had a poll, and the majority of people voted for COVID 007.
But that's great. I like that 007.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
license to kill.
But did you know that pretty much every virus or most viruses mutate anyways? That's just the way what nature always adapts and
it's called the seasonal flu, my friend.
Yeah. So why all of a sudden all this attention on this thing? And here's the thing that really drives me nuts, where every day you get these news blasts, even on Instagram, that like some 14-year-old boy or some 20-year-old kid or young person died in wherever, Cleveland. And you go, oh my God! And then if you dig deeper and do some research, you find out that this person was like 300 pounds and had other issues. And it's ridiculous, right?
My favorite. I was driving home a few days ago. It was last week. I'm driving home, and they're like, another woman died today from COVID-19 complications. She was 117 years old.
You're joking.
I'm not making this up. I came home and told my family. You can't make this stuff up.
No way. But I mean, how the hell do they know it's is everybody that drops? Well, okay, never mind. It's all COVID. And here's the other thing that if you think it through, it makes no sense either. They're literally just shining a light on people that die or may not die from COVID. They don't tell you about the thousands of people that OD every day in America, or the thousands that die from heart failure, heart attacks.
Oh, there's a lot more people dying of that stuff than COVID.
They don't mention that. There's no news on that. It's not like you hear another person has died from Hep C today. You know what I mean? It's only COVID.
Yeah, that's the sad part. Motorcycle accident, death, COVID. Yeah. Guy falls off the third story window, COVID.
So it just makes me think it has to be propaganda at some point. I mean, there's no other rational explanation. You know, I mean, yeah, I hope it's all over soon, because it is actually ruining the spirit of Christmas. It's not it's not the same this year. You don't feel the same kind of Christmas spirit like you usually do. Even here in California, we never really get the snow, but we still get the Christmas spirit. And now it's just bland, and it's, you know, because not been many people are going outside. You don't have that interaction with people, and it's just there's got to be something going on. I mean, why would they want to do this to people? Let's just, you know, I remember, I think I sent you the text the other day. My favorite ones are the COVID surges are going up 600%. That sounds very scary, right, Mike? It sounds like, oh my God, 600%. But if you think it through, if, you know, 2 people have the COVID, you times that by 6, or, you know,
yeah,
it's the 600% doesn't mean anything. It's the number of people per population, per infection, and how many of those are actually dropping dead, which is still a very, very small number.
But the thing
they
is,
don't look beyond, you know. So,
Dano, what do we say about the countries that don't have lockdowns and they've been open for business like normal? Like, what happens then? They have no, yeah.
I guess that's an anomaly. You know?
Yes, it's an anomaly. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So, you have any plans for Christmas? What are you doing for Christmas?
No, we're just gonna hang around the house. It sucks because just driving. We're just gonna hang around the house. Maybe go to the beach and take it easy. And I have family that lives a couple hours away. My brother, but we're not gonna bother to do the drive this year just because of all the crap going on. And they're a little bit more cautious than we are with this scam. Dare I say scamdemic?
And then they're going to be counting the cars on the driveways, and they're going to be making phone calls. Oh man!
Oh, don't get me started. It's some people are really batshit crazy about it, like, and it just makes no sense. You know, it's not logical. I mean, look, I'm not going to go onto a New York subway anytime soon, right? So, you know, well, how's your Christmas been? You've been kind of taking it
very
easy
busy.
Too?
Store's been very busy. I've been having a ton of out-of-towners coming in, even with the snowy weather we've been having. It's been great. I've been very blessed this year. I'm very
widely fun-looking store. It looks like fun, man. I see that when you see pictures of people in the store. It was always like people having a good time and shooting a, you know what, and it's like a cool place to hang out. You made it a warm, welcoming, cool place, fun place to hang out. And
you should come and see me when this thing is all done.
I'm gonna try. You know, I want to make it up that way. Believe me, I've got friends up that way, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I mean, were they ever gonna let us out? I mean,
that's what I'm afraid of.
You know, it's
what I'm afraid of. It's what I'm afraid of, and that's what's like kind of holding me back, or holding me like weighing on the back of my conscience is like, are we going to be allowed to see friends? Are we allowed to travel? Are we going to be allowed to, you know, visit other family and stuff? Like,
well, I mean, they can always pull out a new one out of their arse. You know, we have another mutation. You know, this one looks like this. You know, and it's, I mean, how can you prove a negative? You know what I mean? Like, they're going to leave it up to us to prove them wrong always, because they're the authorities.
Well, the media is not there to prove them wrong, and the media is not on our side. The media is supposed to debunk this and do their own research, but the media isn't doing their jobs.
No, I've never seen even in America, I've never seen so much state-led, state-run media. I mean, it's pretty much like the Soviet Union. You're going to have 1 or 2, you know, government sources of news, and 1 or 2 government-sanctioned stores, which will be Walmart and Target.
And the liquor store and the marijuana store.
But that's just like what the Soviet Union was. I'm serious. Like, is that where it's all going? Think about it for a second. I mean, we can't let this. I'm sure there's still enough people here in America who will never let that happen. I hope there is. I don't know what it's like in Canada. Is Canada pretty much?
Canada's like all of California.
You mean like the state of California?
Like how it's like very leftist, very liberal.
No, the whole country's like that?
Most except Alberta. Except Alberta.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you know what's going to happen eventually? If crap keeps going this way, you're going to see succession movements. I think Texas would probably be the first to go.
Texas is going to be the first. The Republic of Texas will...
Yeah, and you're going to have parts of Arizona, Utah, Oklahoma, all the Wyoming, Montana, and guess what's above all those states, Alberta.
Yeah, Alberta.
I can literally see an entire new country through the center of North America happening, like the Free Republic of North America or something.
Yep.
Because who the hell? I mean, if they've gone so far, whatever, if you can say to the left or whatever, it's not even liberal. It's totalitarianism. I can't even say the word. And believe me, I don't like extreme left or extreme right. I'm more of a libertarian, but what I've seen the last few years is the left wing is the totalitarians now. I know I can't say the word, I'm butchering it, but you know what I mean. And do you want to live in a world like that? I sure the hell don't. Or your kids to live in that world like that? Hell no, right?
No.
And how dare you say Merry Christmas?
No. I have Christmas music playing in my store.
Good, yeah.
All the time. And the Jesus stuff, the real Jesus stuff, where it mentions Jesus in Christmas.
Yeah, we got to keep it going. I mean, yeah. You're right, Pam. Yeah, we have to start. I mean, people just have to stand up and start fighting for it one day. And it's going to take a lot of sacrifice, unfortunately. But if we don't, who will, I mean, like I say, we have to, it's going to be some hairy times, I think.
Well, Dano, I would like for you to come on Mike in the Night this Saturday to give us the 2020 predictions if you're available on the 26th.
Really? You mean the 2021 predictions?
2021, sorry.
Yeah. Well, I think I'll do that. I'll do that for a few minutes.
If you get some time, it's only 10 minutes. We're going to bug everyone for 10 minutes. We're going to get 40 callers in.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna get hold of somebody at CNN and they can send me a well-prepared teleprompted speech. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, teleprompter, so they could. You watch 50 news channels and they all have the same intro, the same story, the same everything.
Isn't it? Yeah, it's all the same BS. It's like they're just, these people are just actors. Let's face it, they're not journalists anymore. They're just
journalists would go out on limb, risk their lives to get the story and
say the truth. Yeah.
Nowadays, all Mickey Mouse.
It's worse than that, I'm afraid. I mean, I think there's something. I think there's still something going on behind the scenes. I mean, who knows what deals were cut behind the scenes with both parties? I think both the political parties, unfortunately, are corrupt as hell. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what's like in Canada. I guess you have a conservative party there as well.
No, we have a liberal party.
But is there any opposition to that?
There is, but it's kind of shaky, kind of where they lie too, right? Like, I don't know if you saw my video from yesterday that Australia has passing a law that's allowing foreign police and military to come into their country, and they're not liable if they kill citizens.
What the hell's what are you?
No, I'm not lying. Watch the video from 2 days ago. It's on my channel.
Oh, okay. I think I did see that. Yeah. Okay, I got it mixed up.
That's a big deal. I think Canada will pass that law.
There's no damn way. There's no bloody way that should be. Get all those Scotsmen still in Canada to fight against it. Get their kilts on and go William Wallace.
Mm-hmm.
Go Braveheart. There's no way in hell that should ever be allowed. That's occupation by a foreign country.
That's exactly what it is, and they're not deemed liable for any casualties.
So you tell me a soldier can come in from another country and shoot a Canadian, and it's okay? That's what you're saying.
Well, Australia passed the law, not Canada. Canada will embrace this, and we have to take it in.
So why would they do that? What's the reason for that?
I don't know.
Well, don't they have enough? Is that because the Canadian Army needs more people? Or
no, it's not that. We could have enough people if they paid better wages. It's just if they want. It's I don't know. It's happening in Australia right now. The law is being discussed. It's being passed, and it's going to be law very soon.
They like paid mercenaries. What is that?
No. It's foreign armies and foreign police are allowed to come in.
There's no. I can't. That's just. I know you sent me that, but or I saw it, but I can't. I don't think that could ever happen in America.
No. I don't see that happening to America because people in America load up on guns, right?
And yeah.
In Australia, they lost their gun rights, and so in Canada, there's no gun. Like there's pretty much no gun. Like there's like no guns in Canada.
So if you have a small army. So there's not enough people to protect the citizens of the country, and the citizens can't have an armed militia. Then what's to stop any big superpower, bigger power just to walk in then?
There's nothing stopping anyone from walking in. But we've been economically taken over by China already. So it's not like it's new. You know, we know this is happening, right? So
I'm sorry to hear that. Canada's I'm really sorry I mean, get together those Albertans, I guess. I don't know.
Well,
Isn't
see.
Alberta like the Texas of Canada?
Yeah, Alberta is the Lone Star State. It's like the Texas of Canada. It's the last stronghold, conservative stronghold.
I mean, I hope it just doesn't happen. Like, I mean, people they gotta be smarter than that not to let that happen. I mean, there's no bloody way, right? Like, that seems. I don't think that would fly at all in America. I mean, I hope not.
No.
Yeah. That's pretty bad. That's basically surrendering your country to somebody else. I look at it. I mean,
yeah.
Sorry to hear that, man. That's not happy Christmassy news.
No. But like I said, it's a bill being passed in Australia, and Canada definitely will go on board with it, and other countries. I think England passed that law 2 years ago.
What? What do you mean? Like, other countries can send their troop to England?
I think it's just China.
So you're saying it's just Chinese troops?
Yeah, because if you look at the underlying law in the one they're passing in Australia, it's kind of referencing more of China than any other country.
But they're close to China there too, though, aren't they?
They are. Yeah, they are.
I would if I was the Aussies, I'd say get the hell out, mate.
Yeah, yeah. Paul Hogan.
Yeah, where's the real heroes when we need them, right? Man, well, that's well, I hope that doesn't happen in Canada. I don't think that. I mean, there's enough smart people up there too not to let that happen.
Yeah.
You think, right? Yeah. Patriots. I mean, is there any real Canadian patriots?
There is. There's a lot of people that's like myself, for example. I'm here. I'm talking to you. We're talking about the situation. That's how it starts, right?
You sent me a text a while back saying that Canadians actually like Joe Biden.
Love Joe. Oh, they love him, and they love Hillary Clinton. They even welcomed her to come and rule Canada.
Well, are you serious?
No, dude, I'm not making this up. Canadians love Hill Dog.
Well, that woman just, even if you didn't know who the hell she was or her history or anything about her, just that whole vibe kind of she puts out.
Oh, but Canada loves her. Except Raven. Raven is the only person, and me and Raven are the only ones that don't like her here in Canada.
What the hell is wrong with people there?
I don't know, dude. Like, I'm telling you, it's like...
Canadians I met have been really nice people. The Canadians I know really nice people. I didn't really... I never dwelled into the politics, but... Man. Is it because they're too nice, maybe? The people are too naive?
It could be. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, it's a very interesting times we're living in.
Well, I hope more people wake up, and I blame a lot of it on the education system because they've been brainwashing these kids for probably 20 years now. I had to put my kids through a re-education camp for the right side, our side, and once people wake up to the reality, it's, they're okay. But if you're from a young age, elementary school right through high school and college, they're telling you one worldview, and it's the left wing one, you're going to probably believe it, right? So that's not cool.
All right, Dano, I'm going to let you go, buddy. It's been a great 21 minutes.
For plugging my stuff, man. I really appreciate that.
Guys, don't forget to, when you order, don't forget to get your guy to allow you to put a code word on your...
I talked to him the other day, and, he's kind of on Christmas holidays now. It's just it's almost like if I don't do it myself, it's not done right or not done at all. But if anybody does go to my website, artbydano.com, there's still free shipping for any of the Christmas orders. Promo code Christmas for everybody. So,
yeah, promo code Christmas. Right, and you can let him know if you email him or message him on Instagram. You found us on Mike in the Night.
Yeah, please do that, you guys. I'll do you a shout out too during the holidays, Mike. All right, I'll do that for you, man.
Woo! All right, Dano, you have a good one.
You too. Very Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas and God bless you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So, guys, that is art by Dano out from Huntington Beach, California. So check out his work. This guy's amazing. There he is right there. This guy's been doing this for years, and I just like coming. You know what I do sometimes? I just go on this page and I just watch his stuff. He's got so much good stuff on here. I'm on here a lot. Let me go out to article scan, and I'm checking out what he's got. And he's got, I mean, it's super cheap, $14.99 for a nice print. And the prints look like this. They're like not like the quality of the board is good. The print, it feels good, like a magazine cover. And there's my Bob Jacob Marley here. Bob Marley, man. And lots of cool stuff, art by Dano. Check him out. Really cool guy. And guys, I want to keep plugging this. I want to keep plugging this, guys. Don't forget to set your reminders for Mike and the Knight's 2021 predictions. So we're going to get everybody on the show for this. Everybody is going to be on the show for this. So Dano said he'll come. Hopefully Blunt News could make it. Hopefully Craig Cook can make it. Hopefully Mitch Madden, Liam, Lord Humongous. Hopefully we can get the Raven on. I know he's working. Ralphie.co.New Zealand. We're going to get Eduardo. We're going to get everybody on next week on the show. Dorico, we're going to get him on the show. We're going to get, we're going to get everybody on the show. So if you guys could come on the show next week, everybody new first-time callers. I want a lot of first-time callers on the show and be part of the community here on Mike and the Night. It's going to be a really good Mike and the Night. It's good. There's a lot happening, so I really, really hope you guys could be part of it. What time is the show, Mike? It is on at 7 p.m. Pacific time on the 26th of December, the day after Christmas, Boxing Day. I'm going to work till 5, come home, shower, spend a couple hours with the family, and then come and chill out with you guys for Mike and the Night. So we got Metal Gear in the house, Blunt News in the house, Amy Burr in the house. Yeah, I gotta get the Dukes of Hazzard art. Yeah, I wonder if he has. I went on his page. I did not see. I think I saw it was Daisy Duke. I think I saw Daisy Duke on his page, art by Dano. I think he has one of Daisy Duke, but does he have one with Uncle? With the uncle there, what's his name? Uncle Billy, Uncle Nelson, Uncle... I forgot his name. I'm losing my mind. I'm getting old. Yeah. So Metal Mark 3. Buddy, you're going to have to call us on the 21st, buddy. 26th, sorry. Here, guys, set your reminder. Everyone's asking me what time the show. Here. Set your reminder. Go there and set your reminder on YouTube. Be part of the channel. Christmas special, guys. It was an interesting Christmas special. We talked a bit. We had 5 callers on tonight. And it would... Oh, yeah, the Lost Canuck. I'm going to give him a call. I'm going to ask him to be on the 2021. I'm going to ask him if he could come on and give us his predictions, too. My Skype is Mike Martins 1980. Mike Martins 1980 is my Skype right there. Patrick O'Shea is asking for my Skype. Mike Martins 1980. I should actually, how do you say that more often so I can get more people calling. Mike Martins 1980. Add me on Skype. I will go through and start adding people. I have a little list here of people that are asking to just message me a few times, and then I could catch your. Tell me, at least tell me your name in the comments, so at least I know, oh, okay, it's somebody from the show. And I'm just trying to see who else. Let's see if we can get some old-time callers here we haven't had on in a while on the show. And give us predictions. Everyone's going to have a 10-minute segment. 10 minutes. And they're going to tell us exactly what they feel or where they think things are going to head in 2021. Anyways, guys, it's been 2 hours and 24 minutes. Usually I go for 2 hours on Wednesdays for trends in the housing market. And I would like to thank everybody for coming on tonight and being part of the show. A special Christmas special. And I'm just reading the comments here. Joe Abraham is asking how much for a 2 or 3 bedroom condo in downtown Uruguay. You're probably looking at about 70,000 American to about 100,000 American for a really good area, like a really good area. Or you could pick up a one or a 2 bedroom in a lower end of town in Uruguay for about 30 to 50,000 American. Mike, get Justin Trudeau on the show. Yeah, that guy won't even. That guy is. We're on different levels of consciousness. We're on different. Yeah, Gigi in the comments there. I want Amy Burr on the show too. Amy, I need you to get Skype. Amy, add me on Skype. Gigi, add me on Skype. I need you guys to add me on Skype, right? Ravi Zacharias, yes. That's right, David Xavier. Check him out. Watch the first video you see of him. Joe Abraham is saying 2021 will depend on what you're addicted to. Woo! Someone's at my door wishing us a Merry Christmas. Rose, who was that? Rose. Oh, microchips? Oh, thank you. Good. I don't feel so bad because I actually got him something for Christmas this year. It's probably under the tree, and he's probably saying, I got to send Mike a card. To the Mike Martins family. Thank you so much, Mike. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. There you go. Christmas cards being dropped off. Anyways, guys, I want to wish everybody a very happy, very safe, very secure, a very beautiful, a very big, happy. Did I say that? Christmas. Joyful blessings. And hopefully we could usher in a new year. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I hope there's some sort of something next year, or some sort of an answer, or some sort of something that I don't know. We'll talk about it on 2021 predictions on Mike in the Night. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas to all.